Welcome to the Leaders Insights podcast. Today's episode, Customer Acquisition in 2026, What CMOs Get Wrong About Growth. Most CMOs think they have a growth problem. According to today's article, they actually have a math problem. Let's get into it.
The core issue is that companies are still building acquisition models around blended CAC, which is essentially an average that hides everything useful. You blend paid search, organic referral, and events into one number, and suddenly you think you're acquiring customers for $80 when your paid social alone is costing you $400.
So the model itself is broken before a single dollar gets spent.
Exactly. And the consequence is that budget allocation decisions get made on fiction. I worked with a mid-market SaaS company earlier this year, around 600 employees, and when we broke their CAC out by channel and by cohort, they discovered that 60% of their paid acquisition budget was going toward a segment that churned within 90 days. They thought they had a retention problem. It was an acquisition problem wearing a retention mask.
How does payback period factor into this? Because I hear CMOs quote 12 months as the benchmark almost reflexively.
12 months became a rule of thumb in a low-interest rate environment where capital was cheap and nobody questioned it. In 2026, with cost of capital where it is, a 12-month payback on an SMB customer with high support costs might actually be value destructive. Klaviyo has been public about tightening their own payback expectations on certain segments. The question a CMO should be asking is, what is the payback period at the gross margin level, not revenue?
That's a meaningful distinction. Walk me through what the gross margin adjustment actually changes.
If your product has 70% gross margins, your revenue-based payback looks fine. But if you're in a services-heavy model or a marketplace with thin take rates, you might be looking at 30 or 40% effective margins, and suddenly that 12-month payback is really 30 months in economic terms. HubSpot, for example, has consistently reported at gross profit CAC payback rather than revenue, and it gives their investors and their internal teams a much sharper picture of unit economics.
What about the argument that brand investment distorts all of this because it's hard to attribute?
It does distort it, and that's not a reason to ignore brand. It's a reason to model it separately. The mistake is throwing brand spend into the CAC denominator without accounting for the lag. Brand investment in Q1 might be driving organic conversions in Q3. If you attribute those organic conversions as free, you're undervaluing brand and overvaluing performance. Companies like Notion have been disciplined about separating those curves.
One thing CMOs can actually do before the next budget cycle.
Break your CAC by channel, by customer segment, and recalculate it at gross margin. Do that before you approve a single-line item. Everything else follows from whether that math holds up.
Sharp and concrete. Thanks for your time. To go further, Leaders Insights offers strategic training programs, diagnostic tools, and an executive self-assessment designed for CMOs, CDOs, CFOs, and leaders aiming for board-level performance. Explore everything at mba-training.com. Thank you for listening to the Leaders Insights podcast. See you tomorrow for another episode.